This is the USS Pegasus, as it was envisioned by Rick Sternbach, but a cool ship can't compete with a ship that's already built. Rick Sternbach designed this ship back in 1993 to be the USS Pegasus. It was based on parts from the USS Enterprise C, aka the Ambassador class. Budget's limitation forced the reuse of the Grissom, the ship from Star Trek Search for Spock. Instead, the role of the USS Pegasus NCC-53847 was played by an Oberth class instead of a remodel Ambassador. The plan was for the Ambassador to become a beefy Miranda class or a low-end Nebula class. The neck of the Ambassador was replaced with an adapter. Looks like no neck. And the cells were moved underneath the saucer with pylons connecting to the saucer. Top of the ship is completely the same. The phasers are in the exact same location on the top of the saucer. The firing arc is exactly the same for both the Ambassador class and whatever this is, which I'm calling the Pegasus class. The only things I'm taking from the Pegasus that was used for the show is the NCC and the name. Repainting an old model seems easier than creating a brand new one, and cheaper and quicker. I'm not sure if the plan was to destroy the original Ambassador class and then repaint it and then make it into this new class, but that would require destroying the Enterprise C if they didn't have spares pieces or a smaller model to work with. And you can't destroy an Enterprise if you're not Captain Kirk, Romulans, or Klingon sisters. From the sketch, it seems that they were going to use the same bridge since it was a kit bash. The bridge also has those little areas that seem like escape pods around what I'm calling the ballroom or the meeting room. That area right below the bridge. That could just be a regular hangar bay where they welcome guests instead of them using the regular shuttle bay. So it might be like nicer. I did the thrusters. They were the exact same location as the Ambassador class. I believe they're called the vector thrusters. Based on the image, I think it's implied that the engines are almost in the same location as the Ambassador, where the slip area is. I think it looks good though, so I'm just gonna say yeah, it is. The phasers are the exact same. This ship is the Ambassador in a sleigh configuration. A sleigh variant, if you will. I placed the name and the NCC in the same place as the Ambassador, right between the phaser and the center of the saucer. Looks legible there. The lower secondary hull has the same phaser strip located in the same spot as the Ambassador. Since there's nothing blocking it, I didn't move the strip. It should have the same firing arc as the Ambassador. The sensor orb is just like the Ambassador. They are both all glowing. The dish is in the same as the Ambassador, on the top at least, unlike the lower part of the ship. I added some escape pods where the old pylons used to be. I assume if they made the model, they would have covered it up with something similar. The windows are about the same location. I did get a little creative, but it should be around the same. In the lower part of the dish, I moved some stuff around. The old phaser placements were going to hit the pylon if they were fired, or should I say if they were at a target on the bottom left or bottom right. So I moved the phasers to the pylons, and I replaced the original strips with escape pods. The old neck was replaced by the smaller one, and I think at some point, with all the spare necks, you should be able to round up to a complete ship. Maybe that's why the slate configuration exists. And with this new neck, the saucer, the secondary hull is moved forward and a little bit up, most likely taking room from the inside of the saucer, probably reducing the crew complement. This could be the lower decks, but during the Ambassador tenure, I moved the engine somewhere between the dish and the secondary hull a little bit higher. I moved it around the same height as the saucer. Overall, the secondary hulls are the same as the Ambassador, except they no longer hold the nacelles in place, but instead the dish does, probably also removing crew complement. When you turn the ship into a silhouette, it kind of differs from the Ambassador just a little bit. Here's a rear view, a top view, a side view, and an ortho view. The nacelle is the same but flipped on its head, just under the dish, with the new pylons. The pylons has a phaser strip, so it can cover the lower left angle. It wasn't asked for on the drawing, but if I remove the phasers, it'll create a blind spot behind its pylons. So the phasers have to be moved to the pylons. The Bizarre's collector is the same as the Ambassador, because it's the exact same nacelle. Looking the same from the top, now it's new bottom. I even included the little thrusters on the nacelle. Overall, it's the Ambassador, but just reshuffled. And this is ship 555 of the 55 ships of Star Trek that I'm making to celebrate Star Trek 55th anniversary. I call this the Pegasus that never flew. If you have a cool ship that you think I should consider adding to my 55 ships, write it down in the comment section, and I might add it to my 55. You can DM me on Instagram at red_ketchum_42 or on Twitter at ketchum3d. If you stop and think about it, Riker did a hat trick. Also, spoilers for Picard, Lower Decks, and Discovery Season 3. At the end of Star Trek Picard, William Riker came out and saved Picard with a fleet of ships in the last minute, saving the season. In the last episode of Lower Decks, Riker showed up to save the Cerritos from crazy Pakled scavengers about to overrun the Cerritos. But then the Titan comes out, saving the Cerritos. And finally, Riker saved the Federation by proxy in the Discovery era. If Riker helped pioneer the face cloak, the Federation may have scrapped the idea, but the Romulans may have continued the face cloak technology research, which allows the Romulans, or the Navarre now, to go through the subspace corridors by phasing through all that junk. Although this might mean Osira had it too, since she was able to move such a large ship through the corridor. So the Romulans may have shared that technology with the Vulcans, and now they use it to traverse the corridors. In conclusion, Riker saved 3 season finales in a row. Ah well,